Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is day number 52 out of my 100 videos in 100 days series, and it's Sunday. And for those of you guys that don't know, most Sundays I end up writing and conceptualizing and creating all of my content throughout the week, for my profile, for my group, etc. I've been doing this for a little while, so I figured I would do a little bit of a different styled video for you guys today. I simply want to document, show you guys what I'm doing, actually run through the content creation process and do it in real time over my shoulder. Obviously, I'll probably have to edit some of this video because it might end up taking me about an hour, but it should be a good one, right? I know it used to take me ages and ages and ages to write a single piece of content, right? I used to, like when I still worked my full-time job, I remember I would write my Facebook posts on piece of papers and then I would transfer them to the computer when I got home and all this stuff. And it took me a long time. And what I'm going to be showing you guys today has allowed me to reduce the amount of time that it takes me to actually create content, right? As I just mentioned, it usually takes me less than 90 minutes for the entire week, 6, 7, 8, 9 posts to actually write for my business, which these are actual beefy, contextual, actual substance to these posts. And B, it also lets me have the benefits of like bulk creating content while still embedding personality. Or I don't like to bulk, say 2-3 weeks of content, because at the end of the day, like things could change in business and then you have all this content batched and then, you're not really posting about things that are actually happening. So I like to do it in a week at a time because it allows us to capitalize and leverage the things that are actually going on in the business. Like we do have some micro goals for this week, which will probably sway a lot of the type of content that I'm actually creating. But we'll dive in and I'll actually kind of just run you guys through that entire process. And because I'm a super boring guy, I simply just create all of my content inside of Google Drive. And the reason I actually end up doing this is because if you end up writing it, say on Facebook, somewhere else, on a actual platform, you want to end up saving that content somewhere else. So as an example, if I come into my content folder, I have, years of posts that I've written, right? So I can come in here and go all the way back to 2022 and it's going to have content in here that I've wrote, right? Content that I did inside of my business. So that way, if there's days that I don't want to potentially write content, or I can start pulling some other posts, like all year I did it in here, right? I wrote every single post I did in 2023 inside of this folder. It's like it's a very simple and easy way, but it actually ends up helping out a lot because then we can have a back catalog of content when we need to pull on stuff. And again, most of these are done like on a weekly or even a bi-weekly basis. So to make this as efficient as possible, we need to have some type of actual structure or some type of agenda for content that we're creating throughout the week, right? It's like I see so many people, and I used to do this all the time, where I would get ready to write my post and I would have no actual idea of what I wanted to write content about. So this is why we follow an actual content matrix. If you guys haven't created something like this, I would highly encourage you to. Okay. And I'm not saying to go write a matrix to have the exact topics of the post, but more of the intention behind the piece of content that you're creating for that specific day. So as an example, if you look at my content for the week, this is the flow of what I'm doing on my profile. Okay. Offer post on Monday. So this could be any type of offer that we want, but it's a straight up piece of content that is inviting someone to buy my product. Okay. And we do one of these a week per platform. Okay. Tuesday, silly dad, question, personal, whatever. These don't have to be business, right? Now this will kind of probably change this week because we are running a training on Tuesday. Wednesday, midweek snapshot, lifestyle, something that happened in the group. Wins, trading highlight, lead gen, hand raiser around something that is either already in the group or coming. Okay. Friday, strategy, value, YouTube refeed, win, result, what went into accomplishing it. You guys, if I would highly encourage you guys to do one thing, it's writing your own matrix that you need to follow, and you follow it religiously. Okay, so Monday I'm going to talk about mindset. Tuesday I'm going to talk about a paid off opportunity. Wednesday I'm going to talk about something, an engagement post. Thursday, I'm going to write a story. Friday, I'm going to do this. Like, give yourself an actual flow to follow. So that way, the agenda or the topic of content that you're posting every week. Okay. We've been doing something like this for years. We've been following content cadences for years. And then we'll come down here too. So this is our matrix for our joint community. So we got Tuesday is me. I got to share lifestyle, hand raiser, content loop, refeed, win, result, or story. These are all like different topics that I could talk about. Thursday is a training highlight, lead gen, hand raiser around something that's already inside the group. And then Friday is an offer post. So if you notice, what we're doing is per platform, we're making sure we're having one offer per week. So if I'm writing 5 pieces of content on my Facebook profile, one of them needs to be purely catered to an actual offer or an opportunity for people. Because you're running a business and you want to make sales, so we need to talk about your opportunity. So that's the ultimate goal. So all in all, I'm going to need to do 5 posts for my public profile, and we'll start there. So come back to my content creation folder. Okay, so I'm going to go Nate content catalog, go profile, 2024. Okay, we're in May, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here. I'm going to create a new Google document, create and share. Okay. And this is where I'm not just going to start writing content. Okay, I'm not just going to start opening this blank doc and just starting to try to write these 5 posts. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to title this, right? May 27th through 31st. Okay, and then like obviously we have a goal for this week. Okay, so we're running a free training. We're running a free training on Tuesday, and then we're kicking off an 8-week cash flow class inside of our coaching program, and we're going to be looking to pull some people inside of that. So I need to cater some of the content around what's actually happening inside of my business. So free training plus cash flow class promo start training refeed. Okay, so that's like the overall what I'm optimizing for this week, right? Which will change on a weekly basis. It will change on a monthly basis. Like, it's not always going to be the same, right? If you were running a promo last week and now you're kind of rolling into a different season or doing something else, then obviously we have to get clear on the overall goal for the week. Hey, this week I want to grow my group by 10 people. So then I would put, group growth focus, right? This week I want to talk to, 30 more people, okay? Getting more DMs, right? More combos, more leads, etc. Okay? Like, get clear on what we want to actually optimize for throughout that week, right? So that's going to be a big part of it. Then what I'm going to do before I ever even start creating content is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to start bucketing the days, right? So 5/27, 5/28, 5/29, 5/30, 5-31. Okay. Then I like to put a little line here, insert, just for some organizational purposes. I like to do it like this. Okay, so there we go. We got all of the dates. Okay, and then what I can also do is I can come back here and figure out what I'm actually doing. Okay, so we got offer. Monday is an offer, which I might shift this a little bit because we have a training on Tuesday. So I'm going to actually do free training lead gen, Tuesday. Okay, and that I'm not going to start writing this content yet, right? This is simply the topics or the actual optimizations for the content itself. So I'm doing this before I write a full post. I'm doing this with all of the pieces of content. right? So let me pause this and I'll run through and then come back. So there we go. I listed out all of the things that I'm potentially going to be writing content on for the entire week. Okay, but I did shift this up a little bit because, as I mentioned, we have a little bit of a training, a little promo. So I got my free training, lead gen, 100K offer secrets revealed on Tuesday. I'm probably going to go pretty short with that. 528 training refeed, kind of pull on some screenshots, pull on some things that happen on the actual training itself, and then post that piece of content. And then 529, I'm going to do an actual offer, first 5 people. We are doing something special for the first 5 people. Engagement, fun, silly question, like simply just a post, like, hey, it does, what do you prefer, blue cheese or ranch, right? Like a question, like doesn't have to be about business. And then I might switch this up to do something a little bit more personal. Yeah, so I'll change that. But see, I'm listing out the actual topics, the overall agenda, the overall thing that I'm going to be talking about in my content before I ever even start writing content. So I'm not necessarily trying to write one post, go on to the next, write one post, go on to the next, write one post, go on to the next. I like to do it this way. So that way, I can either try to make them flow a little bit together, or I have overall 30,000 foot overview of what I'm writing about before I start writing. So we're going to go ahead and start diving in. I might just turn this into a little bit of a time lapse. It is 10:51 a.m. right now, and we'll see how long this ends up taking me. So I might pull and talk here and there, but realistically I might have to mute the audio because my keyboard is extremely loud. But let's start writing some content. But first, obviously, we got to get some girly tunes going, get in the flow, get in the jam, get in the vibe. Random question for you guys. What kind of music do you listen to? So let's dive in. Alrighty, that's post number 1. Finished up. It took me about 6 minutes. Yep, post 1, free training, lead gen. Obviously, we are optimizing for this. So I'm taking this idea, this topic, this agenda, this overall goal for the piece of content, and then I'm spinning it into an actual post, right? Wrote about the free training that we're hosting. And for this one, I'm going to go really short because I want more leads, I want more attention, I want more eyeballs, I want more lead flow. So I'm going to go short, color block post, lead gen style piece of content. So we are officially, 3 posts in, about 15 minutes into the process. Post 1, a little bit of a lead gen. Students have done multi-100Ks with offers of their own following this simple launch framework. Who wants it? Offer posts. As I mentioned, I did restructure this a bit because we do have the training, so I wanted to potentially get some attention and awareness around that first. And now we're on to an engagement, fun, silly question. And that's a wrap for the profile content for the week. Took me about 35 minutes. And we'll move on to my group posts after this. So free training, lead gen, 100K offer secrets on Tuesday. Wrote that one, all kind of breaking down, building attention and awareness around a free training that we're actually running. Training refeed, short, punchy lead gen. Students have done multi-100Ks with their offers of their own following this simple launch framework. Who wants it? Offer post, 8-week cash flow class. As I mentioned, we're optimizing to get attention and awareness around this little 8-week case study group we're running with a small number of people. So I kind of break down what we're actually going to end up doing with them. Okay. Engagement. What type of person are you? A new or used type of car person, right? Bit of a question. And then a simple story about myself, projections around money, etc. Things that I've seen in the market, stuff like that. Talking about, us projecting how well things are going because we're not where we want to be. We're at the end of the day, we usually never are. It's always going to be the next thing. It's always going to be the next goal. It's always going to be, I'll be happy after. So kind of just a perspective on not tying your self-worth or anything like that purely to finances, because it's a dangerous game to play. So there we go. Now to note, I don't pull the pictures. I don't schedule these posts. I like to actually come in here and post them on the day. That way, if I need to change things based that are happening in the business that day, or if I need to put a new picture, or take a picture with my daughter, or a client result, or our own result, I'll pull those and put those onto the actual posts. So that's the group content, banged out in probably 25 minutes. And let's dive into the joint free group, the community collective. Now I'm going to go create that group content. Now again, see, as I have this structured, 2024, this is my profile content. Go back to Nate's content catalog, and I'm going to go to content again, community collective. Now again, if you guys are on the Group Juice membership, you guys do have access to this actual training on how to set this up, how to do this for yourself. Shameless plug, if you want to go get that and learn how to actually start spending less time creating content that actually makes sales, you can either hit the description or send me a message and I can get you an invite. If not, all good. Going to keep rolling on either way. So content, if you notice, we have this bucketed up into different places. My content catalog here, but then we got the community collective right here. And I'm going to go ahead and write my posts for the week. And because I did the offer post last week, I simply need to do Tuesday and Thursday. So 2 posts and then we're done. Okay, so if you guys see what I did here, I did the exact same thing, right? I have 2 posts that I need to write for the community collective this week, so I'm simply bucketing what I'm talking about before I'm writing the pieces of content. Right? Makes it a lot easier when we go to write the actual content itself. So let's get to tapping away and yeah. See, I got ahead of myself. I was starting to write this content, but I'm actually going to change it and do something else because I want to refeed the training that we actually ran for Tuesday. So, see, we all make mistakes. I went and wrote that post and I just deleted it, but oh well. Alrighty, and that's a wrap on the content. So this is for the community collective. These ones took me a little bit longer. I was doing a little bit beefier pieces of content. This one is kind of talking about story, context around me, overnight successes, and shit like that. Kind of a stance in our own market. Kind of why we don't stand for done for you plug and play type shit, and why we don't use that messaging because we think it keeps people stuck. And then I'm doing a little bit of a refeed free training. Tuesday, a refeed. The ingredients to a 100K offer of your own revealed, because that's the actual agenda and topic we're going to be talking about on Tuesday with our people. And all in all, it took me exactly an hour and 5 minutes to write an entire week's worth of content for my profile, for my group, which these pieces of content will 100% generate leads, generate sales, generate opportunities, because that's what we're optimizing for. But I wanted to do a little bit of a different video for you guys and actually show you guys in real time. I am creating content. I'm writing content. I'm not trying to use AI to write my content. And I definitely think that's a bad play in my opinion. But that's kind of what this flow looks like, right? And again, if you guys want to learn how to create your own content cadence, create your own content calendar, your own matrix to follow, there is a training inside of the Group Juice membership where we ran one of these workshops, how I'm actually going about and doing this in usually less than 90 minutes a week and writing all of my content. So go give that a watch if you're already in there. If you're not and you want to check it out, give me a shout and I can hook you up with the details. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.